Ah, we got 3 in. Hey folks, just having a noodle around on this little Ortega bass. How are you? Ah, now the stream chat's coming up. Hey Bam Mozzie, good to see you, brother. And Quentin, I haven't got water tonight, Quentin, but I've got the next best thing, which is beer. Cheers, everybody. So I hope you are all well. Upside down, hey brother, good to see you. Really good to see you. And Brad Miller, well, look who it is. It is indeed, it's me. And Christina Smith, hey, that's a new one. That's a new name, new face. Very welcome. Great to see you. Edwin Crane, good to see you, brother. Really good to see you. We got Spy Alex spying on us. How many Harley Bentons do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I have 9 Harley Bentons. Good meeting you at NAMM. Kevin, it was great meeting you as well. Now, I've just realized who it was. My good friend from the preview day, or the previous to preview day. Great to see you, brother. I hope you had a great NAMM show. We didn't really get to hang out much. We sort of were ships passing in the night a couple of times afterwards. How's the levels, by the way, everybody? The audio level, not too loud. I'm just going to take that back a bit because it looks like it's a little bit hot. And Jack the Rabbit's in. Great to see you. Yeah, it was great meeting you as well, Kevin. Really good meeting you. And we have got Edwin Crane, Peter Grant. Good evening, sir. Jack the Rabbit. Brother, great to see you. The Ben Coombs. And now we can actually say we've properly met, Ben. Really good to see you in as well, mate. It was deadly. Such an amazing experience. Sounds good at CGS. Thank you very much, Ben. Yeah, I've just been noodling around on this. Do you know, I was umming and ahhing about coming on tonight because I've got a day's work tomorrow and can't be too late. So I was thinking, I know what happens. I always get carried away, end up on these streams forever. But I thought, no, I must come on and say hi. It's so good to be back home. And wow. That's the first time I've checked that. There is some degradation to the rubber underneath this, but I have been playing the living daylights out of it. This little Ortega bass. Absolutely love this thing. So let me see, who have I got as well? Jack the Rabbit. I've seen you, which is called Brad Miller. Hey, brother. Tempest. Great to see you as well. Grumpy Mike. James Severin. Hey, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, all well and good. So, Jack the Rabbit, were you the other bloke there with Mike when we saw Rob Chapman? No, Jack the Rabbit wasn't at NAMM this year, unfortunately. Would love to think that he was, because it would have been great to meet him as well. But I think it was you, me, and Carl Golden who were there when we met up with Rob. And we went off to Rob's little castle in the sky, I want to say. He had a little hideaway this year. Yeah, I wish Jack the Rabbit was there. He was stuck in San Francisco. There you go. Ah, Climber 7565, good to see you. Jonathan, great to see you, brother. Let's not play all the obvious ones. I'll probably get a copyright strike. Carl Golden. Yes, Carl with a K. Yeah, do have a look for his YouTube channel, Kevin. Actually, I'll tell you what, I've got the pop-out chat open at the side as well, which is much better. Just going to pop that down and out the way. Cheers, everybody. So I'm home. And I didn't get to do a live stream last week because I was actually out and about. So thought I must come on this week and redress the balance. So am I still playing that uke bass? I am indeed, brother. Of course. Jack the Rabbit getting ready for the podcast to move to Kansas and getting back to guitar playing. Oh, cool. It's a pleasure, man. Really, really good. Okay, it's 65 degrees in Louisville. My word, Quentin, that's nice and warm. One thing I wouldn't want to see would be Chapman. Upside down. He's okay. Do you know, we all have our moments, don't we? We all have our little moments where, oh, bless you. I don't know what this is going to be for, but thank you very much indeed, my dear friend, Mr. Upside Down. Never asked for, but always appreciated. Cheers, brother. Somebody said there, what was the best thing at NAMM? It wasn't the beer. Yeah, I although actually Steve from Boston did meet up with Carl and I one evening to go and we were having a Chinese of all things, and Steve had just arrived from Boston, and we met up with him at the Chinese, and we had a couple of 3 beers then, and that was pretty good. I think the best thing at NAMM has to be meeting up with people that I was really, really keen to meet up with. Ben Coombs was absolutely amazing to catch up with him and all the guys hanging with Ben as well. And also I was really looking forward to meeting Robert Baker, and met him, which was absolutely amazing. I met Kevin, made a new friend of Kevin. We made a new friend actually at the hotel that we were staying at, which is really great. I also got to meet up with Music Therapy Laz. And what I really love is to meet up with people and make proper contact and proper friends with people. There's not a lot of time at NAMM. There's so much going on, and you tend to be zipping here, there, and everywhere. And you don't really hang with anybody for too long, but it's really good to meet people because there's nothing quite the same as actually making friends and meeting up with people, is there? So yeah, that was the best thing. We met Mark Agnesi. There you go. That's true. Let me see if I can show that. There we go. We did. Kevin and I were there on the day before. I didn't know Kevin. We met in the lineup to pick up our passes. I didn't realize when we got there that you could get your passes early. And when I went down to sort of look in fact, I was seeing streams and videos and stuff from a few of the guys that I was at 42 Gear Street with, and I thought they were down there. So I scooted off down there, and thinking they were actually at the conference center, but they weren't. They were somewhere completely else. It was a thing organized by Synergy Amps. I think the Steve Vai thing was where they all were, and I just saw a few pictures of a few of them hanging out together, and I thought, great, I'll nip down and find them. But I'll come back to that. Thank you. Bless you. I'm glad you enjoyed the Phil X stream Upside Down. That's exactly what I put the extra data on my phone to, although since I came home I managed to bust the camera on my phone, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. That's the thing. It was meeting up with people. That was my favorite thing. But I shot down and looking for the guys, and then I saw a queue, or at least the doors were open. And as I walked in, this lady challenged me and said, you can't come in without your pass. Have you got your pass yet? And I said, I didn't know you could. She said, go and queue up round the corner and you'll save yourself a lot of time tomorrow. So we actually queued up with Lee Anderton, Danish Pete, and their video guy. I can't remember who the other guy was, but in the queue, I got talking to and met Kevin. And I'm not sure I can pronounce your surname. It says Pumala. Is that right, Kevin? And we just hit it off. So we both got our passes and then had a little bit of a wander around inside looking at everybody's set up. And we saw Mark Agnesi. I also saw Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden, and I'm kicking myself for not having got a photograph with him on that first setup day, because I thought, oh, I'll leave it till the show, and then he was absolutely flat out, and there was a line about 200 meters long to get to Nico McBrain to meet him, and so I didn't ever get my picture with him, but he's a lovely guy. Amazing for me as a big Maiden fan to hello, I'm getting messages on my phone at the same time. Sorry, excuse me. Let me put that on silent. Bear with me one little moment. There we go. Yeah, so that was really cool. But yeah, it was really good to meet up with people. So made a new friend in Kevin, made a new friend at the hotel that we stayed at. I met loads and loads of YouTubers that I haven't met before. Let me think. Met Rabia up in the Chapman booth. Met Rob Scallon up in the Chapman booth. Met Marty Schwartz at his pool party on the Friday night. The YouTuber hang was really, really great. Had a real good time at that. And it was lovely to meet loads of people. And also, the YouTuber hang was where I caught up with most of the guys that I hadn't seen since GitCon, some of them. Sean Daniel was there, which was really, really cool because we get on so well. And I haven't seen him in the longest time. So, yeah, that was absolutely amazing. So I think that's the best thing. It's the hang. And I think that's what NAMM is really about. I do feel that I didn't get tons and tons of footage. There's plenty of videos coming for you, and I hope you've liked the first few that I put out. We had a weekend celebration last time. Yeah, it was the best time ever. Upside down. It was amazing. Shout me, by the way, if I'm missing questions. I see there that James Severin's asking me how Greenie Moore's holding up, and she's holding up really well. It's I'm wasn't you texting, Ben? Okay, man. Yeah, Greenie Moore's hanging up really well, doing really. But I fix up the guitars and set them up frequently, so I'm always checking it out and making sure it's okay. Ben vaguely remembers the Hilton on Wednesday night. I barely remember that as well, mate. That was an absolute blast. Really, really naughty. We were there. Yeah, I saw Fluff. Trey, I know Trey really well, and we sat chatting for an hour or two with Rob Scallon at the pool party. I saw Glenn. I was walking back from the pool party on the Friday night, met up with Glenn Fricker. We had a chat for a while. I saw Ola England and I said, hey, Ola. And he went, hey, and wandered straight past. He was obviously in a hurry to go and do something. So I didn't really get to chat with him. But yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I saw so many people. 43 watching, 13 thumbs up. Yeah, come on, Metalhead Hippie. You give him a bit of a rile up there. We'll have a few more thumbs up. Paul Ewing says, good. Found a great pedal to review on your Stompbox steels. Oh, okay, cool, man. Excellent stuff. Joe Hervey 84 can't stay but hopes I'm well. I'm very well, thanks, brother, and thanks for flying in, and be happy, be safe, and I'll catch you on the next one, brother. He's going to watch Ben later. I'm guessing that some people are busy because over in the States it's is it about 5 o'clock or something like that? No, that's in the East Coast, isn't it? West Coast will be 11 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Hey, Dan, baby Dan, Daniela, great to see you. Greenie Moore's a pretty guitar, thank you. Well, she took some work, but she's okay. I'm not encouraging anybody to buy the fakes, of course. Joe Hervey is just stopping by. He's said that now to everybody. He's going to be caught up. He's going to stay in for the long run, I'm sure. Yeah, be very interested, Paul. Let us know what pedal it is you're going to review. Kevin says, what do I have planned for the channel in the coming months? Well, actually, that's one of the things that I was going to do a video on. But I tell you what, let's chat about it. While I was there, there were some incredible bands, and I think second to the hang with people, which is the thing, isn't it? I think the second best thing was the amount of amazing live bands we got treated to, particularly in the evenings. And it got me to thinking, and let me know what you think of this idea. There was Animals for Leaders played on I want to say the Thursday night, but I could be wrong. I think it was a Thursday night. Oh, you're having a Super Bowler party tonight. Brilliant. Sammy Bowler's coming on, is he? That'd be awesome, man. Give him my love and my regards, please. I'm definitely going to be in bed tonight, Ben, because I'm working tomorrow. I've got a day's work. A day's work? That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But yeah, I've got a busy day tomorrow, and I'm at an early start, so I'll miss your stream, but I'll watch that afterwards on the replay with great interest, brother. Yeah, so I was just saying the second thing, almost coming as high up on the enjoyment factor as meeting people, were the live bands that we saw. Animals for Leaders on the Thursday night, I was aware of. I know what a great guitarist Tosin Abasi is, because I've looked him up and watched some of his guitar stuff and clinic stuff before, but I'd never had the opportunity to see Animals as Leaders live, and it absolutely blew me away. Really, really blew me away. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on a few of the comments as well, in case there's anybody commenting on things that I'm saying. So no, that's okay. I'll carry on. And then on the Saturday night, hey, Gary Tollander, good to see you, brother. I'm really, really hoping that I don't miss anybody in the comments. If I do miss anybody, please shout me. Okay. So yeah, and then on the Saturday night, I think it was the Saturday, again, I can't be absolutely sure because it was such a busy week and really, really overwhelming. But we saw Tower of Power. Now, I'm going to admit to something now that's a little bit embarrassing. And that is that I'd never heard any of or knew any of the Tower of Power material. I didn't know the band at all. And everybody was really, really shocked at the fact that I wasn't aware of Tower of Power. And once I started hearing them, hey, Sean, great to meet you as well. It was good to meet up with you at NAMM. And we had a good hang. That was that Wednesday night. I think we all got rather jolly, didn't we? Which was awesome. It was amazing to meet you as well, brother. And I've been watching your demos from NAMM since, and really good footage you've had from there. So well done on that, brother. Keep it up. Looking forward to seeing the next ones. I was just saying, so yeah, admitting to never having heard of or heard any Tower of Power. And yet the whole way through their set, I was absolutely transfixed. There were two things that absolutely blew me away about them. Number one was the horn section, which was it was the most together, tight, in the pocket horn section and rhythm section I've ever heard in any band, anywhere, ever, bar none. And that is a big thing to say. But I was absolutely transfixed with them. Loved their music. Loved the fact that the horns were so together. And every time they did a stab or a run, they'd do something very, very slightly different. But they would be absolutely on the money together, which was outstanding. And I think a little bit like It Bites in the UK were very much a musician's band. It's clear to me that Tower of Power are something very, very similar. And it brought home to me the fact that my musical knowledge, or my band knowledge, my repertoire of bands that I've listened to has been very, very narrow. So coming a long way around to answer the question of what am I thinking about doing on the channel this year, because I like to bring nice, fresh, new content as much as I can. I'm seriously giving consideration to starting with my patrons and then opening up to everybody to throw me ideas for bands that you think I might like. And then I'll spend a week listening to nothing but the entire catalogue of that band and report back on all the things I really like about it. And I was toying with ripping off my buddy Rick Beato and calling it "What Makes This Band Great," but I haven't completely fixed on a title, and I don't know if it's something you guys would like to see. But definitely, I feel that my knowledge and experience could be expanded a great deal, and I think that it would be such fun to do, and it might even turn a few other people on to bands that they haven't heard either. So yeah, Tower of Power blew me away. The same with Animals as Leaders. They were the two bands that I got to watch the whole set of live from the Hilton outside bar, which was great fun. So that's good. I'm seeing lots of positives about that. Everybody seems to like that idea. Jason Wade is in. Good to see you, brother. Grandpa Joe, hey, good to see you as well. Yeah, Tosin is on another planet. Absolutely. He's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I was just gonna somebody else look at all my mods jumping in and sorting that out. Thanks, James Severin. It says I bought me a 2001 Gibson Gary Moore standard Les Paul. What a great Les Paul. You own 7 Les Pauls, but this one kicks all the others into touch. Well, it's not quite what you said, but we'll pretend it was. Yeah, absolutely. Nice one, man. And here's to Gary. God rest him. Up the irons. Yay. There's only one band, Pink Floyd. Ever hear of them? Yeah, sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm a big Floyd fan. Well, I say I'm a big Floyd fan. Again, there's a case in point. I know a lot of the really popular stuff, and who hasn't heard all of Dark Side of the Moon at least 100 times, let's be fair. But I don't know their more obscure stuff, and there are plenty of albums that I just don't know. And I think it would be a great idea just to listen to the entire back catalogue of a band and shout out what I think my favorite tracks are and what I like about the band, what I think makes them unique and special. But let me know what you think. I'll tell you how you can tell me the best. Do it in thumbs up on this video. If I get loads of thumbs up, I'll know that that was a good idea. What's my favorite fuzz pedal, and do you doom? Metalhead Hippie asks. I don't doom. I barely play metal at all. And as for fuzz, at the moment, my favorite fuzz tone is on the Pod version 2 that I've done the few demos on recently. I haven't been able to put that down. And I'll tell you what else I've done. Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. Original Paramutant. Besides the gear, the performances are what makes NAMM great. The performances, for me, it's the people, then the performances, and the gear probably, excuse me, the gear comes in probably a third for me. Brad Miller says, was listening to you talk about Tower of Power, CGS, big fan of them. They're on so many iconic albums. You didn't know it was them. Yeah, but then again, Brad, I didn't even recognize their songs, but I was absolutely amazed. And Ben says, check out Ronnie Wood's first 2 solo albums, changed his life. There you go. See, there's so much potential out there for this, but it's just finding something that you guys will enjoy. So Ola does something kind of similar. Okay, check out his videos of checking bands. It might give you a decent idea where to start with you. Okay, man, yeah, I'll do that. I've seen a few. There's like Wings of Pegasus. I subscribe to him. He's another UK guitarist, and in fact, he does British guitarist reacts to videos. So he'll watch a video on the screen and talk about it. I don't know if that's the kind of thing that Ola maybe does, but I wasn't necessarily thinking about doing it that way, of putting anything on the screen. And certainly from a copyright point of view, it's difficult on YouTube because you don't want to get any strikes and stuff like that. But what I could do, and I was thinking, is to put links to various different things in the description so that I can point you to stuff that I really like. But yeah, I don't know. I'll check out Ola's stuff. I'm not actually subscribed to Ola yet, but I've had a look at quite a few of his videos, and be worth checking it out. Yeah, for sure. You should get lots of thumbs up regardless, but the idea is great. Thanks, Bam. That's bless you, man. And I've got your email, by the way, brother. And I've also got somewhere, I had 2 chicken pics. So I'm going to send you one of my only 2 pics, chicken pics for you. And also I met up with the guys at Chicken Pics while I was over there. Didn't get to go back to the stand, but I'm going to do a few more. So I know you didn't get the first one that I sent you. So I'm going to send you another one, and I'll send it signed for so that you definitely get it, brother, because you're a real big supporter. Thanks, Grandpa Joe. He said, I enjoy your NAMM videos. Great work. Thank you. Well, that's an absolute pleasure. Well, I really only did the 3 live streams, the Gibson Slash guitars launch, when we thought we were going to see Slash, and ended up with the equally good Los Lobos, which was quite a fun gig, actually. That was blew me away. I did the Philex and the Drills live set. I'd managed to get the whole of that, standing with Robert Baker and my good buddy Steve from Boston. We had a real blast with that. And oh, right, Upside Down says Ola goes through the whole back catalogue of a band. Ah, cool. Well, there you go. See, it's not an original idea, but I hadn't seen that before, and I think it's a great idea. So I don't know whether he's done all the good bands, but I'm sure there's plenty of bands left for me to look at. Hello, people. Yes, I've watched him too. Pretty cool stuff, but I like Ola better. I think you might be talking about Wings of Pegasus. I like him. He's great. Checking out the complete back catalogue. Well, there you go. Bands that he should know but hasn't really listened to. Exactly the thing. That's a real... in fact, actually, Kevin is one of the Ola people. Now, what was it? Is it Discord? You run a part of that? Is that right, Kevin? Oh, well, that's cool. So you'll enjoy if I do the same sort of thing then, Kevin. Brilliant. Thanks, Ben. You enjoyed the Los Lobos stream. I had a real blast with that. It was good fun. No, man, that's fine. Bam Mozzie, you, if I needed to, I'd send you my last chicken pick and get some more for myself. I'm gutted you didn't get the first one, because I think you were one of the few that got more than one. But never mind, we'll get you one out there. That's cool. Love to hear and see some of the things you track for your day job. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I can do some stuff. Certainly do. People asked before Christmas if I would do some videos on my recording stuff and my simplistic recording studio, silent studio setup, and also on video production stuff. I'm quite happy to do all that. Lots of people digging the Philex. Well, somebody said there, how was it? How was meeting Phil? Well, I didn't see him this time, which was a bit of a shame, but obviously I've shared breakfast with the man 3 times at GitCon, and we really got on very, very well. I was meant to interview him when he came over to the UK last summer, but thanks very much to the Gabor, he's in. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I was meant to interview him backstage at Wembley Stadium, but thanks to the M25 traffic, we got there way too late. And actually, the Manic Street Preachers were just about to go on, so I wasn't going to miss that, even to meet up with Phil. But I'm sure that our paths will cross again in the future. Obviously, I don't think he'll be going back to GitCon, because he's moved from being a Framers artist to being a Gibson artist. So I'm very much of the opinion that he probably won't be going back to GitCon, but who knows? He might still use Framers guitars. He might still. I very much doubt it. Somebody asked actually earlier what James Curley's like, and actually he was a real decent dude. I was just having a chat with him downstairs as we were. We had a media day, so we had a preview day for the media. And we were just in this enclosure area downstairs, and he was having a chat with a few of us. And there was a amazing. And I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Bam Mozzie. There's absolutely no need for that. I really appreciate that, brother. Cheers. Thank you. And that will more than cover the postage, mate. So bless you. Thank you. Where was I? I lost my thread. I completely lost my thread. Again, I'm always flustered, even after all this time when people kindly donate to the tip jar, but bless you. James Curley, that's where I was. Yeah, he was really, really sweet. Now, I know that there are a lot of people that still have issues with Gibson and still see Gibson as bullies. And, one thing you know for sure with my channel, folks, is I don't get involved in drama. I'm definitely not a drama channel. So I don't make any judgments. And I also feel that everybody deserves second and third and sometimes a fourth chance, unless they do something really, really evil. So I didn't really have any issue with meeting up with JC or with Mark Agnesi. And Mark Agnesi was completely lovely as well. They were setting up the Gibson throne, the Game of Thrones chair with all the guitars and lighting that. And I offered to be a model to sit in it to get the lighting right. So I believe I was the first person at 2020 NAMM to get a picture in that chair. And then Mark Agnesi jumped in with me and had a picture. So, pretty down to earth guy. I'm sure that, everybody's got their negative sides as well, but I prefer not to focus on those. Try to look for the good in people, hey? But yeah, definitely a nice guy. And then he was kind enough to start the stream, the live stream of that evening with the Slash guitar announcement. And in fact, I think that video's got my very first meeting was broadcast live, as it should be, my very first meeting with Ben Coombs, which was amazing. So yeah, there he is. The Orbis Band man is in. How you doing, brother? And of course, that was my first meeting with you as well, Aaron, which was really amazing. So yeah, it was cool to catch up, really cool to meet people. And I think that was the thing that really struck me about the whole thing. Mawson Gilbert Vids, thank you for that. Great Vanzini. That was another thing that I've thought, a lot of the footage that I got from NAMM, I didn't do much in the way of gear reviews because I really think that Henning's got it absolutely sewn up. I think you have to take a cameraman with you. You have to have, in fact, Steve from Boston gave me a great idea. Bear with me. And this week I bought a Tascam DR10X because what I found as well with my Lewitt interviewer mic, I found it really difficult because I was trying to use the X-Vive U3 to direct to go into my Zoom H4n and record interviews and little bits at each of the stands. And it was impossible because there were so many people there with 2.4 gigahertz wireless systems. They were all cross-talking and interfering with each other. Certainly they were where I was. So this little thing is a tiny little recorder, and I have to give absolute 100% credit for this to Steve from Boston. But this thing just fits on the end of your microphone, and it's actually about the size of a decent size wireless transmitter, but it's actually a direct recorder that takes micro SD cards. So I've put a 32 gigabyte micro SD card in there, which will record for about 10 times as long as the battery will last, and probably for about 4 days continuously. And yeah, that's a really good thing. So what Kevin says, next year let's hit a few interviews where we can record video for the other. Yeah, absolutely. Now that's the thing to do. You really need to get together and have at least a couple of you. Now I went with Mike Bradley and Carl Golden. Hey, Blackjack Locking Nut, great to see you, mate. And Mikey Settlemere. Maya, good to see you, mate. Thanks for dropping in. Really good to see everybody. Everybody's here. This is lovely. Yeah, Upside Down. It's a really, really good gadget. I thoroughly recommend it to anybody who does the kind of thing that I try and do or something similar, because you don't have to worry about the radio frequency crosstalk. So, yeah, I went with Mike and with Carl, but Mike had to play at the Yamaha booth twice a day and was really busy. I mean, he was really business focused. He was really on it, bless him. And so he was off doing his business thing and playing on the stands. Carl and I were both distracted. Every 5 minutes we would see something and dart off to have a look at it and start talking to somebody, or you'd meet a YouTuber, or you'd meet a manufacturer, and they'd start talking to you about something, and you'd lose each other. Hey, Hellface, enjoy your lurking, man. It's nice to have you lurking. And so we lost each other, and we spent more time on WhatsApp saying, where are you? Where shall we meet? And then meeting up than we did actually getting footage together. And so we did that video that I released on Tuesday this week at the Faith Guitar stand, where we had a bit of a jam out. And I did that because so many of you said that you really liked the jam sessions. So I tried to record a jam session or two. I tried to record artists performing, because I could get that myself with the phone. And I've also got I've got the entire set of Robert Baker to edit down and send you. Oh, bless you. Thank you. We really loved meeting you as well, mate. Aaron, you were just a joy. You were so funny and you kept us entertained, and the energy of that man is amazing. Yeah, you did indeed. You did, Aaron. You helped Carl find me for lunch that time. Exactly. And he was actually talking to Colin from CS Guitars, who I bumped into, started chatting to, and then had a guy come up to me. In fact, a really, really nice guy who's a performer, an actor in LA, and he plays Paul McCartney in a Beatles tribute thing. And literally, I didn't have a chance to speak to Colin more than about 2 minutes at the Hoser stand. And a big thanks to Hoser, by the way, because they did sort me out so that I could do some recording with an XLR cable. And that was absolutely amazing. So a huge thank you to Martin at Hoser, who just literally saved my life, because it wasn't working with the wireless, and he just gave me a cable. There you go, man. You go and you use that, and it allowed me to make some footage for you. So what I did focus on is I focused on getting footage of sights and sounds of NAMM, really. I did do 2 interviews. I did one with a very interesting product that I will be showing you really soon. It's a microphone, and it's not your standard microphone. And the other really interesting thing that I did is I caught up with my buddies, again, my other buddy, Martin from Engel, Marty from Engel, Marty from Engel. And we did the 25 watt head that I couldn't do, because we did it at 42 Gear Street, and I demoed it with Glenn, and we had some real audio issues with that, as you probably remember. But I went back to get a little bit of an interview with Marty, and so that will be probably the 2 product demos that will come out of this. Yeah, you're right. It is. I think it's the Fireball 25. I could be wrong. What do I think of the new G20 head? Well, you know, the funny thing is, I've done hey, Lance Moss, great to see you, brother. I've done all of the rev pedals. In fact, there's still a couple of them up there. There we are. In fact, I don't think I have. I think I've done the G2 and the G2 and the G4, and I haven't done the blue or the purple G3, and that's probably going to be my favorite. Yeah, but I haven't actually done any of their heads, and they have been in touch with me. I've been speaking to Dan, and also to my brain. Well, both the guys from Rev, yeah, I also saw Dave Freeman while I was out there, and I'm really happy to do some demos of amp heads because I haven't done a lot of them on the channel, and I think that you guys would like to see that. I'm kind of trying to look for sort of a little bit of variety here this coming year. I don't just want to do mainly gear. I will do plenty of gear. I'm not going to stop doing that because I know you guys like to see that. But I think there's a lot more stuff that I could potentially do. The idea of looking at bands and doing a bit more music, doing a little bit more of the recording side of things, because one of the best things that I enjoy most. Jack the Rabbit said, with all these wrenches, CGS has his own security detail. Yeah, you're not wrong, man. I like that, Keith. Very funny. I'm not going to try that tongue twister. Grumpy Mike wants a Soldano SLO30. Yeah, sounds really nice. What did you think of the Orange Terror stamp? Didn't try it, man. I did not try it. I was just explaining that at NAMM, I focused on getting sights and sounds. I focused on the live streams that I promised I would do. I had a few people that emailed me, and I think patrons asked me if I could do some of the different brands. I did all of the Ibanez stand. I've got a photograph of every single guitar that Ibanez took there that I'm going to put out and do a little video on. I also thank you, James, that's really kind, and that's the other thing. I will do more of my playing. I was just going to say, when I was talking about I don't want to stop with the gear reviews, but one of the things I enjoy most about demoing gear has been the most recent, and what I was doing a while back, of recording a song or a track with each one. So I want to do a bit more of that, and I know there's a lot of you that have asked for demos and for instructionals of how I go about that. It's very, very simplistic and actually very cheap, so it would probably work out quite well for you guys if you're on a budget to have a look at the setup that I use. So I'm going to look at some videos of that kind of thing. I've got some other videos in the pipeline. Totally, I agree with you, Great Vanzini. The variety is the spice. And that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that this year is full of a lot more variety. Grumpy Mike, thank you, sir. That is very kind. I can't put it up yet because it hasn't come up on the StreamYard side. But I have just seen your very kind donation, my friend. Never expected, but always appreciated. Thank you, sir. That will go. There we go. There it is. Just come up on StreamYard now. It's lucky that I'm looking at the pop-out chat from the playback of the video. So, yeah, I'd like to really shake things up a little bit. No, see, Jack the Rabbit, I don't find it tough at all. I just love to put stuff together, and whenever I get a bit of gear. You're right. You're absolutely right, brother. Let me see if I can get that up. Aaron's just said, your synchronized ukulele playing with Carl needed a video. Did it get shot? Hearing it in person was wicked. Do you know what? We have promised each other to do that when we get back. And in fact, we met up with, and again, I don't want to be unfaithful to Ortega, because they are brilliant and they've been so supportive. But these guys, Carla, have heard us playing that. In fact, that's where you heard us playing it, Aaron, outside their stand. And they've said, we got to send you those 2 ukuleles to make this video, because obviously it was too noisy to do it actually in there. So yeah, we had this little sort of dueling ukuleles thing going on, Carl and I, and it was great fun. And Carl has promised to do it, so we will do that, brother, definitely. I'm just catching up with a couple of the comments here. Do you have any albums you can share or that are on Spotify, etc.? Sorry for your ignorance as new subscriber. Hey, Kevin, no, man, that's absolutely fine. It's so great to have you here, and especially It's so nice that I've met you and I know exactly who I'm talking to. No, I don't. And actually, one of the things I said on my New Year's stream was that I want to record an album this year. I've easily got 2 albums worth of material that I've shot just by doing demos in the studio here for gear. And it just really, I just find it really therapeutic, really easy. And the thing is, every bit of gear that I get gives me a different inspiration, and I come up with a different riff or a different tune or a different idea or even just a different tone. And I love putting together the tracks that I do on the front or the back end of the videos. So yeah, man, it'll be coming. I promise you, Aaron, it'll definitely be coming. I think it was pretty epic. We really enjoyed that. So yeah, I'm not gonna thank you upside down. I will. I'm definitely looking to shake things up and do a few more things this year that are a little bit different. And an album is definitely something that I think would be great fun. I'll just chuck it up on Bandcamp or something like that. But I just want to record something that's coherent and maybe bring together a few of my favorite tracks from the demo tracks that I've done, because I've done, it must be at least 50 now, I reckon. Somewhere between 20 and 50. I'm going to hedge my bets, but way over 20 tracks and stuff. Tempest says CGS pre-orders. Well, I'll tell you one thing for certain, mate. The very first people that will get it is the patrons, and I will give you first dibs and first shout on what goes onto the album and what doesn't. So we'll work together on that. And just a quick diversion for my patrons, because since I've been back, I've really, for the first time in my life, I've really struggled with jet lag. Never ever have I had it before. And in fact, when I went to New Zealand, I chose to go right the way around the world that way because I've never had problems with jet lag. But I think since I've got back, because I'm not working regular pattern, i.e. 9 to 5, or as it was 7 till silly o'clock, I haven't got back into that rhythm and that routine. So I've really struggled with jet lag. So I haven't actually got round to doing any videos. I've been really hand to mouth. Literally Tuesday's video was made and finished on Tuesday. So I haven't really caught up. So I haven't caught up with much on the patrons page. And I apologize for that, because you guys are a huge support to me. So thank you for that. Here's to you guys. Oh, of course. It's Super Bowl today, isn't it? Wow. Anybody that's in the States that loves their American football, I hope it's a great Super Bowl for you. I hope your team's in it, and I wish you luck with it. Yeah, I saw that on a poster at the pub on Friday. Yeah. I put an album on vinyl now. That would be absolutely awesome, Emma. Absolutely awesome. I would love to do that. James Severin, thank you so much, brother. I really enjoy your guitar playing. That's really kind. Emma says, can we have a bit more bass reviews? And Lance Moss asked if I caught an Anthrax. Well, two things. Oh, now wouldn't it be cool if I knew any Anthrax riffs to play on this little bass, which is what I was playing when I first started the stream, waiting for you guys. So yeah, we can do a few more bass reviews and stuff like that. Absolutely. Why not? I didn't catch an Anthrax at all. I was using the hand gel all the time. I went through a whole one of those while I was there. DistroKid all the way. Yeah, you're right there. Kevin, I think that was DistroKid, have approached me actually about sponsoring a video. And it's another thing that, because I've been so shattered and had really weird sleep patterns since I've got back, and that was part of the reason last Sunday for not having a live stream last Sunday. That, and along with the fact that I'd put 4 videos up over the long weekend, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, of Steve Morse and Paul Gilbert. But that was the reason that I didn't do that. So, but I also haven't had chance to sign up and do the DistroKid thing yet, and they desperately would like to sponsor a video, and I really like their thing. So that'd be the great place to distribute an album. And I could put an album of it's not really properly mixed or played because I've always just got them up in time for videos, but with a bit of re-recording, I could definitely I've got at least an album's worth of material ready to go, probably 2. But I'm thinking it's the writing process. I love the writing process, and I find it really therapeutic. I don't use the word easy because that kind of sounds arrogant. And to be fair, listening back to some of the stuff that I've done, I like the riffs, but I could have done better in terms of the arrangement and definitely the playing. So yeah, they have been a bit rushed. But I do find writing really therapeutic, and I enjoy it, and very rarely get too much in the way of writer's block. So I'm really keen to do that. And also, I've got my buddy Ian, who I really want to sing on a few tracks for me this year, because he's an awesome guy. And so yeah, I would like to get some stuff recorded and out on an album. And also that idea of doing the bands and looking at, oh, sorry. Oops, I think I better put this Ortega bass down before I bust it. Isn't she a beauty? I love the lizards on the Lizzo bass. So cool. Jack the Rabbit. We talked about that, brother, and I would love to do something with you, mate. I'd love you to sing on something and play on something that we wrote together. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, man. Definitely. You're on. There's my thumb. Yeah, definitely dive into DistroKid, Kevin, because it's a really great platform. I've seen it on loads of YouTube channels, and when they contacted me and said would they be able to sponsor one of my videos, I said, yeah, absolutely, for sure, because I knew all about them already. And if I was recording and releasing on a regular basis, I'd have been signed up already. So yeah, definitely. Sean says, I actually feel like songwriting is a lot easier than people make it out to be. The challenge is that you have to keep doing it in order to get good at it. You are so right, brother. You are definitely right. Duff Jack says, I'll sing for you. That'll finish the channel off. It'd be like Bobcat Goldthwait. I don't know him, but I'm sure that's probably very funny to some people. Yes, totally. The thing about writing is not only to keep doing it on a regular basis, but I find when you come up with an idea, I just shut everything else off. And when I've got a riff, that's it. I will. Mike, were you the voice of Bungle in the Rainbow TV show? No, I don't think so. No, well, it was Bungle. Oh, of course. No, that I sound more like Jeffrey, don't I? Hello, Bungle. Oh, Jeffrey. It's George I was thinking about. And of course, Zippy. Now, you have to be British and you have to be of a certain age to get any of that, because that was a kids' TV program in the 70s and 80s. So there you go. Bobcat was the Police Academy. Oh, loved him. Yeah, that guy with the really dark hair that was really metal, and he made all this. Oh no, wasn't the one that did the voices? Wasn't he the black guy? I think that was the guy. Paint the whole world with a rainbow. Actually, I've seen some really cheeky ones of Rainbow. Do you know what? What did I just witness? Upside Down says. You can't unsee that. I'm sorry. That's me. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. That's for sure. The gang leader. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know the one. But definitely the guy that was making sort of like the police radio noises and stuff like that. Or the one that I really liked is the metal guy with the dark hair that was that had that really sort of mixed up druggy type voice. He was hilarious. China Mike, you've got the good-looking face to be popular on videos. Let's hear more of your stuff. Bless you. I think actually I've got a face for radio, brother, but bless you for that. Yeah, right. Bobcat was the white guy with big hair and spoke in a weird way. Yeah, the really dark jet black hair, and he was a kind of a metaler. He had all the studs and chains and leather on and stuff like that. Yeah, he was my favorite, I think. I'm definitely a fool, my friend. Definitely a fool. I think I've been hanging at the Hilton again. Don't forget George the Hippo. I didn't. I did a bit of George, but I wasn't. Yeah, that's right. That was Zed. You're right, Emma. Well done. Don't forget George the Hippo. I did do Hot George, but my George wasn't very good. I'm not going to do it again because I feel a fool now. Going red. We should never discuss this from this day one. No, we'll pretend it didn't happen. Rod, Jane, and Freddie. Duff, I saw again. I've seen so many funny parodies of the Rainbow Children's TV program, and I was just going to say I completely forgot to tell anybody the prawn joke while I was at NAMM. I was going to do it on the Wednesday night with Aaron and Ben and the guys, but I completely forgot. So the moment's passed. I'll have to tell you next time. I've completely lost my thread. What I was going to say is that with writing tracks and writing music, once I get thank you. Once I get an idea, I'm really blinkered. I will really get focused and put everything else out of my mind, and just go over and over and over the riff. A, so that I remember it. Excuse me, that beer's gassy. A, so that I remember it, and B, because the more times I play it, the more fluid and fluent I get with the riff, and it gives me ideas for where it could go for a bridge or a chorus or a verse. If it's usually I seem to come up with a riff, a hook, and then the whole song just comes from that. And it really doesn't matter to me whether I'm writing instrumental or whether I'm writing for vocalists, because I use the same formula and format every time, which is that I will get an idea for a chord progression that interests me, and I'll hear little melody ideas in my head, and I'll follow that kind of feeling, just sort of scatting and singing nonsense. And sorry, Carlton Olsen learning lead guitar. Did you get any new guitar at NAMM? No, I didn't, and didn't look for one to buy either, brother. So no, I'm afraid not. Yeah, so I usually work that way, and once I've got started, I don't stop, and I tend to record it pretty much the same day, or at very least I put it down on the sketch pad with just an acoustic guitar and scatting along with it, or scanning it, whatever it's called. I think it's called scatting. That might be a rude word. But I record myself singing nonsense and the guitar riff and progression, and that way I never forget it, for one thing, but also it's great then to sleep on that, come back and go straight into the recording studio and start recording parts. And I have this thing where if I'm going to do something serious for a long-term project that's going to go out and be broadcast or anything like that, I will do what I call a rough guide track, pretty much the way that most musicians work outside the studio, take that into the studio and then do it properly. But I'll do that really quickly. It's usually first takes of everything, and then I'll go back and put some polish on it if I'm going to use it for anything. So if it's going to be used commercially or even anything that's released publicly, I'll go back and polish it and do a second version, because every time you do it, you kind of get little ideas from that. So there you go. Sorry, why is Kevin really offended? Who's offended my new buddy Kevin here? I missed that. Yes, acoustic for chords, scat the lead parts. It is scat, isn't it? Thank you, great Vanzini. With a click track. Yeah, I don't usually worry about the click track so much, but I just literally get it down, because getting the idea down is, he was offended by scat. Okay, well, it isn't a rude word. It isn't, I promise. Scatting. I know that scatological means something. If you've got a scatological mind, it means that you're quite childish, and it's all about toilet humor and stuff like that. I think that's scatology. But scatting is the vocal practice of making up nonsense words or rhythms just to get a melody and an idea down. That's what I do. In fact, I usually use words, because you'll love this. I don't think I've ever told you this on the channel before, but scat can be very rude word and pervasion. Oh dear. Oops. The man's here. Steve from Boston. Hey brother, how you doing? Great to see you in. Really great to see you in. I'm glad that you didn't suffer the NAMM thrax either. Absolutely. I know I've completely lost my thread now. Where was I going? See, Steve turns up and that's it. All I can think about is where the next beer's coming from. It's great to see you, man. And I'm sorry I missed your stream last night. Again, my sleep pattern has been ridiculous. I missed yours and Robert's stream last night. But hey ho, I watched them both back, or at least I skimmed through both of them on the rerun today. Oh, I was sort of singing, talking about singing, and I can't remember. Oh man. Oh, is it? Scat is the perversion around fecal matter. Okay, well maybe it's not. Maybe I don't scat onto my phone or onto my audio recorder. That I definitely haven't done before. Look, you've actually made me go red now. Everybody's saying hello to Steve from Boston, which is awesome, and it's great to see you, brother. We had a great time. At the start of the stream today, I was telling them about our great little catch up. You, Carl, and I, and also Adam Lee was with us for the shortest time as well. When you first arrived, we had a couple of beers at the Thai restaurant. Actually, it wasn't Chinese, was it? It was Thai. So there you go. Yeah, this is the making of Mike read several times. Thank you for that. CGS, what was your favorite booth at NAMM? It had to be where I met you and where I met Robert Baker. The Vola booth is always going to be forever burnt into my mind, because the first time I saw my buddy Steve in NAMM, and it's also the first time I met Robert, and you were stood there talking to Robert, and to see you and to see Mr. Baker for the first time ever, that's going to always be forever burnt in my mind. And in fact, that is one of my highlights of NAMM. It really was. So yeah, there was so much to see though, man. And I did message you this week. I think Messenger on Facebook or something. You inspired me to buy one of the Tascam DR10Xs, and I've just got the batteries and memory card for it, and tried it out with the Louis interviewer mic, and it is awesome. Yeah, Vola booth was great. It was really big, and I was very impressed as well with the fact that both Fender right at one end and Gibson right at the other end had massive areas. I mean, the Gibson stage with all those gigs and stuff on was just incredible. Aaron's already asking, are we thinking of Nashville in July? Do you know what, man? I would absolutely love to. I've got a few things on in July, but if it doesn't clash, there's a possibility, and I'm not committing to anything. But I just had a great time hanging with my buddies. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, right. Absolutely. Now, Steve, I did message you this week. Did you get your one back from Leanderton? Because he borrowed it, and I don't think he gave it back to you, did he? This is an incredible thing, really is. I haven't got through the manuals yet, because who reads manuals, especially when they're in Japanese? But I put a 32 gig card in this, and also I stole a battery. I didn't steal it. Asked my mum for a battery, and she gave me a AAA battery because I didn't have any. I tested it out, and the Lewitt interviewer mic with this sounds absolutely awesome. Sounds really good. In fact, I go as far as to say I think it sounded better than the cable to my H4n. So this Tascam mic is really good. Thank you for your mic recorder, this little recorder. So thanks for that, Steve. Really appreciate it, man. There's a question. He did. You'd left it in the hotel room. It was hiding under a couch cushion. That's weird. How did you manage that? Because I'm sure it was the same. No, it wasn't, because we were walking out that night, weren't we? When you said, when you showed it to Lee, of course. Hope nobody's watching, just joining at this point of the stream. Steve from Boston was showing it to Lee Anderton, and Lee Anderton walked off with it. Pedal Patch. My buddy. Oh, good Lord. I tell you what, my names are not tripping off the tongue tonight. Where are we? Phil, of course it is. Had to look up on my cards. I'm so sorry, Phil. BV Ninja's in. Hey, brother. Salut. He's saying, and everyone, 7 a.m. here in humid Kyoto. Been listening while having breakfast. Mike, for no crosstalk, best answer is Sennheiser AVX. Free of coronavirus so far. You take care, brother. Yeah, absolutely. So sorry as well. Hello to BV Ninja, because I missed saying hello to him before, and he's just slid in there. And do you know, the funny thing is, BV, you haven't come up in StreamYard, and yet you have come up in my pop-out chat on the video itself. So last time when I didn't say hello to you, I now know that it's definitely that, because I've got Six String Brian's comment and I've got Upside Down's comment after you, but nothing from you there. Oh, wow. That's weird, though. What I have got is I've got Steve from Boston's comment on StreamYard that I can't see on here yet. I've got both open. I'm not going to miss anything. Great to see you, BV Ninja, and great to see you as well, Phil from Pedal Patch. Sorry, my brain is not working today, and I just wanted to remind myself of your name, so I just pulled your card out. So there we go. I keep them all. Somebody asked me a question that I missed as well. So perhaps a bit of alcohol. Yeah, that's always involved. I have had a pint tonight, yes, while I was on. Great. Now Faith No More is stuck in your head. Oh, cool. Actually, I was listening to my other buddy, Sean, who you must listen to his album. I'll definitely do something on the channel for him, because he's a lovely guy, and his first album track sounds a lot like Epic by Faith No More. So I was in a Faith No More mood this weekend. You did the dual record to be sure you got the audio. You needed it when it got really loud. Also, the limiter was essential. Yeah, I'm going to work all that out, mate. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Getaways and Guitars. Hey, brother. Really good to see you as well. The Six String Brian. My word, I've got so many people in. Let's do a quick roll call of who's participating so that we can say hello to everybody. We've got Six String Brian, we've got Aaron of Albusbam, we've got my buddy Brian Bam Mozzie, we've got Ben Coombs, we've got Blackjack Locking Nut, we've got BV Ninja, we've got Carlton Olsen learning lead guitar, we've got CGS, who the hell is that? We've got Gary Tollander, Getaways and Guitars, Graham Campbell, Hugh Caldwell, Jack the Rabbit, James Severing, Keith H, Kevin Pumala, Metalhead Hippie, Pedal Patch, Steve from Boston, Terry Tickler, Tom Harry, and Upside Down active in the chat. And so if I missed anybody, hello to anybody else that's just lurking, because I've got 55 watching and I certainly didn't read out 55 names then. So that's cool, man. I'm glad. You wanted me to answer your question, didn't you? I will definitely show you Sean's album, Upside Down. Yes is the answer. I am planning, but not promising, getting to Birmingham. I really want to come and do the Birmingham guitar show. I've just got one thing to organise to... Sorry, I'm just trying to follow the chat as well. Does beer inspire any to play guitar? Because I wonder if I'm alone. Yeah, it sometimes does. I never play live while under the influence. But yeah, beer can be... Any drug can help or hinder. Yeah, who the hell is CGS? So yes, I'm going to try and come to Birmingham. I'd really like to. And also, I want to try this thing out again. And also, I just feel Adam D's in as well. Hey, man, it's cool. Don't worry about being late. You're here. That's the main thing. Thanks for dropping in. And Waller31 is lurking. Great to see you, brother. See, all the lurkers are going to say hello now as well. Yeah, so Birmingham, I've just got one thing to sort out, and if I can, and there are still tickets left, I will be there, definitely. I need to go to more guitar trade shows as well, because of course we have got the British Boutique Guitar Festival coming up, which I'm putting together with Lewis from LT Custom Guitars in July, 25th of July. Please keep that date free if you're in the UK. If you're not in the UK, buy a ticket and a hotel room, come over and meet me, because I would love that. So yeah, getting the lowdown on the other events is also another thing that I'd like to do. Alan Walker, you are there as well, and Brendan B Squared, he's in as well. Got to head out. Sean Pierce Johnson, you take care, my brother. So great to meet you at NAMM, and again, that was my favorite thing. Yes, I will see you there, Phil. Definitely, that was my favorite thing at NAMM. JJ's House of Jams is lurking. Love it. So yeah, that was my favorite thing, and I really enjoyed meeting up with you. We had a good few beers together. So Sean, you take care, man. Thanks for dropping in. Be happy, be safe, and I'll see you on the next one, brother. So we got everybody coming out of the woodwork. Who else have I missed? Paul Fuchs, hey. Riff Magos, good to see you. Hello, mate. Bring some real class to NAMM. Thank you, sir. That's very kind. James Severin says, have a good evening, China mate. I'm not going anywhere unless you are, man. I hope not. I was just saying goodbye to who was it that was going? Oh, Sean Pierce Johnson. Of course it was. See, my brain is just not in gear. Steve from Boston, are you going to go to Summer NAMM, mate? Because again, that'll be a big influence on me. If you're going and some of the guys are going, definitely it's good to have a hang. So yeah, I will. That will definitely push me towards going if you guys are going. I was told that the first one to try out was Winter NAMM. It's the big one, but Nashville does look like a lot of fun. And I think having done one NAMM, I now know how I would approach any of the other events, because you learn a lot that first time. I was like a rabbit in headlights. It was like I was just overwhelmed by how big the place was. You basically take 3 football fields side by side and then make it 3 football fields long, and that's 1 floor of 3. That's the way it felt, at least. It was so huge, and that was 1 building out of 3 as well. So yeah, I think I would know what to do, and I would make a little bit more of the content, particularly. So Gary says, CGS, how can I contact you about possibly being a guest on Bent Metal broadcast some Saturday evening? I would be absolutely delighted, Gary. Just email me. It's still, unfortunately, although I'm CGS, it's still ChinaGuitarSkeptic@gmail.com. And that's the very quickest way to get in touch with me. So yeah, send me an email and let's get a date in the diary. I'd be more than happy, brother. Be lovely to chat to you. You probably will. It's cheap for you, and the show's a lot calmer and more fun than Winter NAMM. There you go, man. Well, that's cool. Do you know, one of the only regrets that I think you have in going to NAMM is that we didn't get a lot of time like we did at the Germany events to properly hang, have a beer, chill out, and just be, and we had a good time. We had 3 or 4 occasions when you and I hung out. We hung out with Robert, we hung out with Carl, and we had a good time. But yeah, I found that, because you know what I'm like. I'm very much a people person, and I was there primarily for the people and to get stuff for my people. And so yeah, I definitely hope that if Summer NAMM is a little bit more hang than gear, then that definitely appeals to me, mate. BV Ninja Mike, my friend Josh Smith is in Nashville this weekend doing some session work, and possibly lives if anyone's in the area, and possibly lives if anyone's in the area. So check out Josh Smith. Is that the band that he plays with live? Is he called Josh Smith, or do you want to tell us a band named BV? And if anyone's around that area, that's cool, man. I'm going to commit to the Super Bowl. Oh, is the Super Bowl warm-up already? Oh, man, Carlson Olsen, I see you're going to watch the big American football show. Do you know what? That's cool, guys. You go watch the American football. The last thing I want to do is interrupt that. Brad Miller's really trying to do Summer NAMM. Excellent. Yeah, you're right, Kevin. It was difficult to even get time to spend people you were there with. Concerts every night. It was completely haywire. It absolutely was. Absolutely was. Upside Down, I can't wait for BBG either. And we're going to have a great time at that. Paul's telling Steve from Boston he loves his show. Everybody loves Steve from Boston's show and Steve from Boston. You had a blast at Summer NAMM last year, Six String Brian. Looking forward to this summer's events. Hugh Caldwell, yeah, cool, man. Nice one. Listen, guys, it is 10:15, and we got 58 watching. See, I always feel so bad when there's so many people watching. We've got 42 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down. How very dare you? Hey, man, it's still engagement. Nobody's going to complain at thumbs down here. In fact, if you want, you can all leave a thumbs up. And no, you can't leave a thumbs up and a thumbs down, can you? Unfortunately. So I'm getting okay. BV Ninja says he's the Josh Smith, one of the best current blues guitarists. There you go, my friend. That just goes to prove that what I want to do about expanding my knowledge of players and bands could be a really good thing for me, at least. I hope it's something that'd be interesting on the channel as well. So yeah. Does CGS have a new meaning now? It's just CGS. It means anything you want it to. And tonight, I think it should stand for can't get straight, because I can't seem to get my words out or my mind thinking straight. So yeah. I was just going to say that it appears that the Super Bowl build-up is starting, and I know that a lot of you guys are in the States, and I don't want any of you to miss that. I'm also working tomorrow, so I've got a 6:30 a.m. start. It's now 10:15 in the evening over here in the UK. So why don't we leave the rest of this for next week, or maybe the week after? I think I'm going to try doing 2 weekly Sunday streams rather than doing it every week, because I don't want you guys to get bored with it. So let me know what you think about that in the comments or in the side chat if you like. But I think best thing to do is to say, as well, to love you and leave you and wind it up at this point, because I want you to go and watch the Super Bowl. Enjoy the Super Bowl. And if you're not watching the game tonight, Ben Coombs says come and hang with him and Sammy Bowler instead. Yeah, man, definitely. What did I think about the new Gibson's Getaways and guitars? I thought they were great. I was really impressed with the new the open book cut on the Epiphone headstocks, but I'm going to do a video on that myself very soon. So you'll be seeing something from me on that. BV says, Mike, I'll PM you when I can. Off for a sound check in a while, but message you later. You take care, my friend. Don't forget, BV, rather than doing it through Messenger, email me, ChinaGuitarSkeptic@gmail.com, because I see it every hour or so. And also I get push notifications. I forget so often to look at my Facebook Messenger. So much better to email me. And I promise that'll be the quickest way. So yeah, look forward to hearing from you, dude. And have a great jam tonight, or gig, whatever it is you're off for a sound check for. Nice. Super Bowl hype. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Grumpy Mike. Thanks, Brad Miller. Thanks, Sugar Matt. He's there. My brother's Matt is in, and we were chatting earlier. I wasn't going to do a live stream. He knows what I've been doing all day. Yes, Pedal Patch, Phil. I hope I'll catch you in Birmingham. Let me know, guys, what you think about doing the stream. Oh, don't do that to me. Riff Magos, bless you. That's really kind. But I was just about to shut the show, and you go and do that to me. So I feel bad about shutting the show until that's run out now. But there you go. I've been recording all day. That's what I've been doing, guys. Thank you for that, Riff. Never expected, but always appreciated. So thank you so much. And I don't mind if Two Chips and Lovers thumbs down on my stream. That's cool. Anyone that wants the thumbs down, it's engagement. It's not a problem to me. Yeah, you guys have a great week. Have a great night. Have a great Super Bowl if that's what you're watching. And Matt, let's get together and start some recording, man, because I'm definitely recording an album this year. Definitely. So, Julia, great to see you. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. Thank you all for coming in. Be very safe this week. Be very happy. And I'll catch you on the next one. In the meantime, as always, take good care.